Hi ladies, good afternoon. I am on Facebook Limited today. I am dealing with some things and I should be back around later this afternoon. Actually this evening probably. I was thinking though, so when I first created this team page, it was probably 4 or 5 months after joining. I had already had like 5 or 6 consultants, and I had just connected with Bridget Rupert, who, if a lot of you don't know, she's not my first upline, she's not my sponsor, she's actually my sponsor's sponsor, but right about the time I signed up, my sponsor kind of had to put paparazzi on the back burner because of some personal stuff, so I never quite built a personal relationship with her, and when I started talking to Bridget, she said, Megan, you have team members, you need to make a team page, and I'm like, well, I added them to your team page, and she's like, no, you need to make your own team page, you're, a leader now and you have team members, so make a team page if you don't have a team page. So anyways, when this all happened, you know how when you have to think of things on the spot, you just kind of are like, I can't think of anything, I'm just gonna come up with something and I'll change it later. Well, that was kind of the case with the Megan's Awesome A-Team. I was fretting over a team name for so long, and the few team members I had, I didn't really have a personal relationship with. I got lucky and I think my first 5 out of 7 signups were from buy-sell trade ads. So I tried to ask them if they had an opinion on a team name, and they really didn't. So my point is here, I want to have a new team name. I feel awkward saying, hey, Megan's Awesome A-Team. It just doesn't hit me right here, So I thought of a few names, and I was going to have us vote on them. One of the names that I kind of really like is Megan's Mighty Bling Bosses, or Bosses of Bling, or what was the other one? Oh, Queen Bees of Bling. I really like Megan's Mighty Bling Bosses, and I could just say hi Mighty Bling Bosses, or hey Bling Bosses, or if you think Mighty Bling Bosses is too long, Meg's Mighty Bling Bosses, do you just like Bling Bosses? Or do you like, what? BBC. What? Anyways, so let me know in the comments below what you like. So as far as booking parties, I know a lot of you who are newer consultants and some of us who are seasoned consultants are having issues getting parties booked suddenly. And I'm in the same boat. Usually by the end of the month, my next month is booked. And I gotta jump on it early last month because I was full-time now, and I still only had 4 or 5 Facebook parties set up, which is kind of discouraging because I'm full-time now and I need to have at least 3 or 4 parties a week, at least. And last month was at least 4 parties a week, I think, most weeks. So I had to start thinking outside of the box, and I'm going to give you a few things that have started to work for me, or a few things that I'm going to start trying to do to see if they work for me. And if you ladies want to join along with me, then great. One of the things that I think we forget, because a lot of us do focus most of our efforts on Facebook because it is free, it is what we know, and it's convenient, and it reaches so many people at once. And for me, the big thing is it's free. I don't have to pay $50 for an event. I can set up an event whenever I want. And you need to remember too that just because you don't have a hosted party, if you have a customer page on Facebook, which you should be posting on that daily, even if you can only post 5 pieces, even if you only post 2 matching sets. Post on that daily. Post your replicated website link. Post pictures directly from the customer side saying, hey, look at what paparazzi just released on the customer side of my website. Go check it out. I have too sunny there. I only have about 20 or so neighbors. I'd say 20 trailers or so. I'm going to go door to door and just drop off a little bag and knock on their door. If I can talk to them, great. I know Poquito Espanol. If not, I'll just hand them the bag and there'll be Spanish literature in there. And another thing is, we all get so stuck on messaging people on Facebook. First of all, I've been doing a lot of training through this Bob Healy guy. I know you guys have seen the videos I'm posting. And I've figured out that the way I am wording my messages isn't always correct. In fact, most of the time it's not. You need to not ask for help. Like, comes so naturally for us all to make a post on our Facebook wall saying, please help me book a party. Please help me fill my schedule. Who can help me out? You don't ever want to seem like you're begging. You want to seem like you're offering them a great opportunity, and if they want to take it, great. If not, you got all kinds of other people lining up to take it. Not necessarily true, but it's kind of like that fake it till you make it thing, ladies. And I would suggest picking up the phone and calling people that you have their phone numbers for. You know, maybe you messaged your aunt, maybe you messaged your neighbor, an old coworker, and they kind of seemed interested, but then didn't really go anywhere, or maybe they didn't answer you at all. First of all, go back at those messages and see if you ended those messages with a question or a statement. A lot of times we don't end them with a question. We might start with a question like, hey, do you want to book a party? You get 1 free for hosting, 1 free for every 10 sold. It's super fun. I have lots of dates available in April, and I do all the hard work, and you would earn tons of free pieces. And then I hear nothing back, and I'm like, why did I hear nothing back? And then I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be annoying. So try to think about how you're saying your messages, and I'll have some things in the coming week. I start this training that I paid for on the 13th, and I will be sharing everything I learned with you ladies to let you know, if it works for me, for sure I'll be sharing it, but we can try these things in the process. But I have been picking up the phone and calling. I have an old coworker at the Palace Theater that I just worked at, a little over a month ago, who did host a Facebook party for me last fall. She's an older gal, not really super Facebook savvy, but her party did really well. She invited all of her younger daughter's friends. So I messaged her last week on Facebook, and keep in mind, she just got her first Facebook account 6 months ago. And she didn't answer me back, and I started feeling kind of bad, maybe she doesn't want to support me because I quit working at the theater and this is my full-time thing, or she's just ignoring me. And then a light bulb went off, and I'm like, Megan, pick up the damn phone and call her. So I did, and I'm having a party with her. It's not going to be till next month, but I'm super excited. Another thing is, we can't just rely on Facebook. There's so many other sources, and I know a lot of us get overwhelmed with hey, my phone only has so much memory. I can't get Instagram, I can't get Pinterest, I can't get this, I can't get that. You should at least be doing it on one other form of social media. I have been focusing on Google+. I really like it. There's a lot of groups, a lot of forums, a lot of buy, sell, trade stuff. Another thing I'm going to be working on that this Bob Healy has been teaching is LinkedIn, which is funny. I never thought of it because we use LinkedIn at the theater I worked in a lot to find other people in the Broadway theater industry. And it's really cool. Even my husband's on LinkedIn for his job and just through school, and it will what does it do? It finds people who are in your same field or your same interests, right? So I'm going to be doing this intense training with him. It's an hour long on how to use LinkedIn to get leads and book parties. Another good one is Twitter. Twitter drives me nuts because, as you all know, I'm a woman of very many words, and in Twitter you can only use 37 characters, but it's a great way to get you to think of what you want to say in a short sentence or two. Twitter's not that hard, guys. Twitter's Facebook, way below Facebook level of expertness. You know what I mean? But besides the social media world, I really want to encourage you all to think of what would happen if tomorrow I didn't have Wi-Fi? What would happen if tomorrow Facebook blocked any sort of sales from its users? What would you do then? I am trying to get out in the real world more because when I have party after party after party on Facebook and I'm doing team stuff on Facebook, I don't leave the house sometimes for 2 or 3 days. And that's not cool with me now that I'm full-time paparazzi. I want to get out there and see the world and live my life. So, one thing that's been working for me, as some of you know, is in the file tabs of this team page, there is 2 templates for letters. And the one that's been working really well for me, it's the senior center letters, and it's the one that has the bullet points. And it says the different things that your residence. You know, I can come there and set up a pop-up boutique. I can come there on a day you had other events going on. Or I can do, you know, I think it says like, you can choose to keep the hostess rewards for you and your staff. I can give them away to seniors, to your residents randomly, or they can choose to keep them for their residents for later games and incentives. I have gotten one for sure booking. I have another one hopefully coming up, and I have about 20 follow-up calls to do. And what I've been doing is printing out that letter, you know, and you address it to the activities director. I looked up local senior centers in my area, printed out the letter, signed it, slipped a business card in there, as well as the nice newsletter we got last month. It was, you know, it had the spring palette on the back, and then it had examples of all the spring styles. And I've been sending that along with them. And since I don't want them to have the information on the back, because it's all like direct salesy, you know, in other people's mind, it talks about convention and Rock the Runway. What I did was on the back side of that, I taped pictures of examples of past events I've done. So I printed out, you know, I made a Word document, and I put pictures of this event that I did at a mall, just so they could kind of see my setup and the different options. And that's a really good way to get some outside bookings. I'm going to a senior center next month for 3 hours. It's only 3 hours of my day. It's in the afternoon. It's a great way to try to find another avenue of sales. Another thing is, Heather has been doing, she just did today, the paparazzi sip and see, or the bling and brunch, whatever you want to call it, where you set up your jewelry in your house and you have an open house, or you invite a specific amount of girlfriends out. I would like to do this too after my team local meeting. My house will be really clean because I'm cleaning it really good. I am going to invite some people over. I don't know a lot of people locally. Mostly it's my team members, and my team members don't want to come shop for me. But that's not an excuse. If you don't know people locally, then you need to get to know people locally. Another thing that I did was my husband gets his hair cut by the same lady every month for the last 20 years. His whole family does. I asked him to please ask her if she would let me send a basket party with her. She could leave that at her booth. She owns the hair cutting salon. She can leave that at her booth for a couple days and let people dig through it as she does their hair. She said yes. Another thing I asked my husband to do was to ask his secretary at work, she has college-age daughters, if she would be willing to bring another basket party home. She did this time last year. She said yes. You need to think outside of the box. Ask your husband to ask people at his work. Pick up the phone. Go through your contact list on your phone. Just because they're not on Facebook a lot doesn't mean they might not want to have a Facebook party. Or they might say, bring your jewelry over to my house. Jesse's mom has quilting. What does she do? A quilting club every week. My next big thing is to ask her if I could come there when she has her quilting friends there. You just gotta think of people that you know. And you know what? You don't just depend on people you know. If you went into this business thinking that your family and friends were gonna support your income 100%, you're wrong. It just doesn't work that way. Yes, some of us get lucky that have people that support us, and that's great. But you want to keep building your customer base. The way that I personally do that is through Facebook mostly. I am constantly adding to my customer sales group. I have it set as a buy-sell trade group, and I am advertising that on buy-sell trade at least 2 hours a week, and I need to up that. I'm waiting to get my second account going up on Facebook, so that way if I get flagged as spam by these buy-sell trade ads that I'll be doing, I'll have a backup account, and it will be the one that's flagged as spam, and it will hopefully be the one that's thrown in jail. And that's been working pretty well for me. Yes, I get a lot of people added who never shop, and I do get those people who are added and they shop and they never pay. And I do have a rule: after 3 times of sending you an invoice and 3 times of you not paying or ignoring me, I take you out of my sales group. But they say that you can only account for about 10% of the people in your group to shop, and that's so true. I have like 380, 400 people in my group, and I have about 30 to 40 consistent shoppers, but I'm always trying to add to that. And just don't give up, ladies. Just think of your own events to throw. Last night I was getting bummed out because my next party isn't until Wednesday, so I said, hey, what holiday is coming up? No holidays. Tax deadline though. So I'm having a tax-free flash sale tonight. And to incorporate the date 4/15, I said purchase 5 or more pieces. I was going to make it 4, but I didn't. Purchase 5 or more pieces and I will give you 15-cent shipping. And that's amazing, and most of the ladies that are on that page that will shop will buy 5 or more pieces. And I really want them to get people to join my event that is created out of my customer group, new people. And so I said to them, everybody's flat rate shipping will be $4, you know, unless you purchase 5 or more pieces. But if we can get to 30 people attending this event, I will lower it to $3 flat rate. If we can get to 40 people attending this event, I will lower it to $2 flat rate. If we can get to 50 people attending this event, I will lower it to $1 flat rate shipping. So far, I've had them invite about 10 people. I just have created the event, though. And another thing that I posted in the event is that, and a lot of you don't play games, and that's okay. You don't have to play games, and if you don't want to give stuff away, you don't have to. But I play games, so don't think you have to play games just because I play games. You know, you guys do your own thing and what you can do and what you can afford to do. But you do have those ugly free pieces laying around. Why not play a game and give them out? You know, I understand if you don't want to give away your nice inventory. I'm to the point now I like to spoil my customers a little bit, and I will let them usually pick out the free piece. But instead of doing the normal thing that I do, playing a game for free pieces, I said if we have at least 20 people attending the event, we will play a game for this cute little jewelry organizer I have. It's metal, it's small, and they could put their necklaces on it in their bathroom. And I also am going to play a game, only if we can get 40 guests attending or 40 pieces sold. I'm going to play a game for a $15 gift card for Paparazzi. Of course, it's just going to be redeemable for me. I don't know if they have them in the back office anymore, but a couple months ago I bought the gift cards that the back office sells, and you know, I just write who it's to and I say redeemable at a Facebook party, and I usually just tell them to take a picture of the gift card and send it to me at the time of redeeming it. I don't have them send it back or anything. So those are my ideas for booking parties. You just have to remember that, you know, whatever you're focusing on mostly, try shifting your focus. If you're mostly focusing on messaging people on Facebook, try calling people to book home parties. If you're mostly focusing on posting and buy, sell, trade, try hanging a flyer up. If you don't have mailboxes, ask if you can hang one up at your job. Ask if your husband can hang one up at his job. Go into the community and see where they have, you know, billboards for people to hang stuff up. If you're not trying different things, then you're not really trying. So no excuses, ladies. Get her done. Let me know if you have questions in the comments below. And this video is so long, I have to upload it on YouTube now. I like to hear myself talk. Have a good day. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.